Hello everyone, welcome to English class. Dear students, chapter Fire, Friend and Foe is about to end today. So let us start reading the chapter. Keep your books open. First of all, if we talk about the summary what we have read, then we have read about the things which are required to generate the fire, and yes, how we can put out the fire by mainly three ways. And the three ways are: just stop supplying the required things: heat, oxygen, and fuel, right? So let's move on to the next part. On page number 117, second para. Long ago there were no firemen. When fire broke out, everybody became a firefighter. People formed human chains, they still do if required, and passed buckets of water from a well or a pond to the blaze. Now, there are laws about building construction which ensure that space is left between buildings to reduce the fire risk. Every new building, especially a public place, must ensure observance of fire prevention norms. So dear students, as we were reading, how we can put out the fire, and we shouldn't use water to remove the fire which was generated through electrical shock or oil fire. Okay, and yes, when it gets out of control, it can destroy many forests, people, and life. But if we talk about the time long ago, what happened? There were no firemen, right? Fireman means the persons who came to put out the fire. When fire broke out in the early time, everybody became a firefighter. Even single person, the nearby persons became firefighters. People formed human chains. The picture is given like this. Okay, they made a human chain and they passed the bucket filled with water, and yes, last person threw the water on the fire. Okay, and from a well or a pond to the blaze means flames, okay, where the fire broke out. Now there are laws about building constructions. Now it become a mandatory rule to ensure the specific space is left between buildings to reduce the fire risk, so that it will not pass from one building to another. So now if you before to construction of a building, passing of the complete map of the building, blueprint of the building is required, because all the preventing norms should be followed, and it is checked by the authority. And every new building, especially a public place, must ensure observance of fire prevention norms. Means fire extinguisher should be there, and it should be, and she should not be expired, right? And there must a space between two buildings, and an emergency exit must be there. So bands of firefighters, okay, so bands of firefighting workers with special equipments known as fire brigades are there to put out fires. Firefighters are highly trained people. They possess many skills. They cut off electricity supply, knock down dangerous walls, spray water and other materials to bring fire under control. They are also trained in first aid. Now, bands of firefighting. Bands means group of person, group. So firefighting workers, the name with special equipments, and they named as fire brigade. Okay, so if we talk about the fire brigade in emergency numbers, we can dial and we can call the fire brigade. And fire brigade means band group of workers with special equipments, right? And what they do, they are just able to put out the fires, are highly trained. And if they are not just throwing the water, it is the duty. No, they are very well trained people, and they know how to cut the electricity, and how to knock down the dangerous wall and spray water and other material to bring fire under control. Means not just putting the sorry, not just throwing water, spraying water is necessary, many other things are required, and all the firefighters are skilled in many other things. They are also trained in first aid. and you can see the human chain, right? And they can help people. They are also trained in the first aid. First aid, I think you everybody know what is the meaning of first aid. When you got injured, or when you got any kind of cut or injury on your body part, and you are just treating first of all at your home. Okay, means by removing the blood and washing it with the water, okay, and putting some antiseptic, then it is the first, and afterwards you will go to the doctor. So similarly, they know how to they are also trained in the first aid, so that they can help people suffering from burns or from the effect of smoke, because some have a problem of their breathing, and so that they become very they felt very uh, dangerous when the fire broke out. So if they got burn marks and any other problem, so they all are trained with the first aid activity. So the discovery of fire and its uses helped early man to cope with nature better and gradually adopt a settled mode of life. Fire is still worshipped in many parts of the world. Fire is indeed a friend, but as we know, it can be dangerous enemy once it gets out of control. So we can say like fire is obviously. First is fire is still worshipped in many parts of the world. It helped early man to keep off animals and settle down in safe places. So the discovery of fire is and its uses helped early man to cope, to manage with nature better, because at that time they lived in the forest, and obviously animals also lived there. So with the help of fire they scared the animals, so a fire become very helpful for them, and gradually slowly adopt a settled mold of life, means slowly it become the very necessary part of our life, and fire is still worshipped. Okay, so many people in the world in different areas still worship the fire god, and fire is indeed a friend. Obviously, it is a friend, but yes, it can be dangerous when it gets out of control, when it bursts out, and when it become dangerous, then it becomes our enemy. Okay, so dear students, here is the end of the chapter about the fire. So I hope you all have read it completely and understood it properly. Thank you.